Does your ego ever get in the way when you're trying to serve others?
Well, that's the topic that's on deck today here on My Sober Truth. Well, it's June 30th, and it's time for another double shot from My Sober Truth. Man, I love your question, your opening question.
Yeah.
That's really powerful. You know, having been in that pastoral role before and standing behind a pulpit, you know, that was always a trap of your ego outriding the good in that situation and becoming a cult of personality. And so I think that's just a standard human trait. We start doing good for others, and then all of a sudden there's a tendency to get puffed up a little bit because you start feeling good about yourself. But, you know, it goes back to this question is, Shawn, if it gets in the way, what's the best way to serve others without getting that ego and that attitude and keeping those things in check?
You know, I go back to looking at serving others and honestly, constantly having to check my motivation. What am I trying to accomplish here? It's real easy for me when a sponsee or a friend or someone that trusts me, you know, whoever comes to me and they really want to talk about something, one of my kids, whoever it may be. And I really have to check my motivations to let go of my ego, because so I can really easily get tangled up with, why aren't you doing what I told you to do? I gave you this advice. It's good advice. Why aren't you using it? Well, the truth is I don't even use my own advice half the time.
Right.
So, you know, what makes me think that my advice is so awesome? And it very well may be good advice, but I have to check my motivations. Why my ego starts getting in the way? Usually not when I give advice. It usually gets in the way when they don't necessarily use it, or they use it in a different way that I meant for them to use it. And I'm, hey, what are you doing? You know, the truth of the matter is, if it's good advice, I can offer it. They're under no need at all to use it. So
it's almost like, you know, as you're saying this, it almost is reminding me of Christmas. You know, again, do we get bent out of shape with our kids or get more excited over the box than the present? And if we're freely giving something with no strings attached, goes back to motivation. It's easier to let go when someone, you don't even want to use the word disappointment, because their application of the wisdom might actually be better than yours in that situation.
Exactly. You know, and I have to remind myself, you know, there's a couple things I know, and I used to hear old timers say this all the time. There's a couple things I know. There is a God, and I ain't him. So my motivation had better not be because I want something back.
Right.
My motivation ought to be trying to be a good person. The fact that I get something back, that good feeling, is awesome. I love that.
Right.
But I need the good feeling that I get not to be tied up with their success or failure. It needs to be tied up with the fact that I was being a good guy and trying to help. When I can make that distinction in my mind, the ego kind of starts to go away. When I realize whatever good advice I do have inside of me, it's a gift from my higher power.
Amen.
It's a gift from my higher power. One, in the fact that I'm still here living. I've done so many things that could have caused me pain or death, but yet I'm still here living to tell this story.
Right.
That's a gift from my higher power. That being said, my stories aren't really mine. They belong to my higher power. I just get to tell them.
Right.
So when I can humble myself in that way to know that, you know, the only thing I really have to offer anyone is my experience, strength, and hope. That's really it. It goes back to being that simple. So if I can offer some experience, strength, and hope, the way someone applies it in their lives, none of my business.
Absolutely. It's on them.
So,
you know, I did a lot of years of counseling that I did with people. One of the things we'd always say is, you know, we go in there, we apply the tools that we had in our toolbox, but we're not responsible for the outcome.
Exactly.
It was our higher power's responsibility for the outcome, and we just leave it alone.
Right.
in that situation. So great advice. I'm going to pose the same question to our viewers today because I'd like to see their take on it because, hey, we may learn something too.
That's right.
So folks, what's the best way you can serve others on this journey while keeping your attitude and ego in check? We'd love to hear your tips, tricks, and insights on this question. Put your answers down in the comments section below, and we know it'll help somebody else on their journey today. And on that note, for My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
Hey, I'm Shawn, and here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Love y'all. Hi, folks. Thanks for watching. If you're ready for another round of My Sober Truth, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the daily inspiration, encouragement, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and growing in every area of your life. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around, watch another video. Love y'all.